Oh man, this is a mess. And welcome to All Things Unrelated, Be Different. So here's a quick backstory of how I ended up in this situation. I had bought a new radio and backup camera for my truck, as well as cables and mounting bracket. And at the time, I had it installed on my truck for only $200. The problem was the radio was complete garbage. So I went shopping looking for a new head unit and installation. And the first local store wanted to charge me $800. And so I went to a Best Buy, and their prices weren't any better. These prices were outrageous. So I thought to myself, how can I do this cheaper? So I was like, you know what? F it. I'm going to try and do this myself. And you know a great place to get a great deal? Walmart. And I got myself a cheap radio and a cheap installation kit. Remind you, my truck is a 2005, so all I care about is for a functional radio. So I bought the cheapest radio and inexpensive installation kit, all for less than $100. And don't forget that I had most of the parts already because I had a previously installed radio. You first need to remove the plastic cover with a prying tool. Don't be shy with it. Go ahead and rough it up. In the meantime, please hit that like and subscribe button to support my channel. Thank you. Follow the wires and make all of the necessary disconnections. Find the screws that are keeping the mount and radio in and take those out. And now go ahead and pull out the radio. It may look like a mess, but every wire has its place. I bought this separate chime because when they installed the first radio, they didn't tell me I need another part to keep my chime. So no longer did my truck chime when I left my lights on, kept the doors open, or didn't have my seatbelt on. And I can't tell you how many times I accidentally left my lights on and drained my battery. My backup camera is wired all the way from the back of the truck to the front, so I would recommend looking into buying a wireless backup camera. So I clipped all of the old wires for the new connections. And now it's time to install the new radio. I detached everything from the old radio and installed the mount on the new radio. This took some time, but all I had to do was match up the colored wires together. Make sure you properly splice the wires together using the butt splice connectors. After crimping all of the colored wires, plug in all of the necessary plugs like the camera and antenna. None of the wires are the same, so it should be easy to put everything back together. Make sure you test the radio out before you screw it back in. The chime was sweet music to my ears. So there you have it. I saved myself a lot of money just doing it myself. Granted, it's not the best radio or the best installation, but I gained some confidence doing it, and you can too. It's not that hard to figure out and do yourself. Now that the radio's installed, let's do some cooking.